last week with the surface, just how the track has changed over the years?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's changed too much. I hope it's a good race. They need one. It seems like it's just been kind of a struggle there the last handful of years for us to, put on a good show. So, I don't know. It's a tough place. It's hard to kind of widen out and run different lanes, and it's one of those places that is so slick and worn out. It's just really hard to race and do much. So, I think we all like racing worn out tracks, but it's kind of to a point where it's just like it feels like you're racing on like a shop floor almost in a way. So I don't know. It's a tough place for sure. We haven't been great there with the next gen car. I hope that it's good for us, but it's definitely a tough place.
What do you think about Daytona being the final cut race in the regular season?
I like it. Frankly, I think the guys that are going to win their way in have done it by now. Gives you a shot as kind of a wild card guy to maybe have a shot to get in there. Definitely our best shot coming up here between this weekend and Richmond. So I look forward to that. I like racing there, and I think it's a perfect fit. I really hope they keep it, because I think it kind of gives a nice little bonus for excitement, at least at the end of the year, and it's something to kind of look forward to.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Eric, Legacy Motor Club has shown a fair amount of improvement this year over 24. What has been the difference in the overall improved form of this?
I think, we finally have kind of enough people working here that we're able to work on our cars and dial them in a little bit better. But, it's just a matter of getting all the little stuff right. We're in a stretch where we were doing pretty well. We've been kind of in a lull right here, right now. So it's ebb and flow, and everybody goes through it. But I think just having enough people has probably been the biggest difference more than anything.
All right. Tomorrow's going to be interesting. It appears you're going to be starting 30th. What's going to be the key to being able to climb up through the order?
Probably a lot of wrecks. I don't think we're too good. So just got to survive, get to the end, and hopefully we can pick up some spots. It's kind of going to be one of those days. So definitely been struggling as a whole group, and I just need to pick them off when we can and keep it clean.
Does last night's truck race really have anything that could be taken for tomorrow's race? Or
I think just watching the restart zone, seeing what lane was good and kind of how they were going about it, what to watch out for. It looked like getting off a 7 was tough if you were starting on either lane, really. But just kind of looking at that and seeing, what to do. And then the chaos at the end, try not to do that too.
Yeah, it helps if the race isn't extended by 9 laps.
Yeah, for sure.
So what do you think's harder, getting 10 yards in the NFL or running minimum speed in a couple?
All right. We're back on the road courses, and you've had some success on other road courses in the past, but when you had this weekend coming up, what was the first thing that came to your mind that you really needed to accomplish this weekend?
Just trying to get playoff points. Truthfully, that's the biggest thing for us, just with the the playoffs being 3 weeks away, just obviously trying to win the race. That's five playoff points, but even just stage wins, anything we can do to try to get playoff points. That's the name of the game for us right now, is just trying to get as many as we can before these playoffs start. So that's our focus this weekend.
All right. Yesterday they debuted the new restart zone prior to turn 7/11. It seemed to open things up a little bit, but what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it'll definitely help some of the chaos, getting into turn 1. I mean, you're still going to have that, but I do think it'll just make it a little bit better. It won't put all of us in such a bad spot. When we took the green in the middle of the straightaway, there's just no time to get any separation, and makes it extremely difficult to even get away from each other, where with it being before that final corner, we're at least have a little bit of a gap between each car. So I definitely think it'll help.
If this race, we've had a couple of different types of road races this year. You had Mexico City, in which pretty much the entire final stage was under green, and Shane ran away, won by 16 seconds. And you have other stuff where you have late cautions. Does this, since we have stages now on these road courses and stage breaks, does that actually trend towards more of a clean race because of strategy?
I don't know. I feel like it flips the race upside down a lot, just because you have guys that aren't typically up front. They can kind of do different strategy because they know when the caution's coming out. And typically, if you're the best car, I feel like a larger majority of the time it kind of hurts you because it puts you in this really weird box where you don't know if you should try to go for the stage win or if you should flip the stage and keep your track position. Really the only way to guard against that is do what SVG did at Sonoma, where you're so far ahead that you can short pit and still win the stage. But a lot of the time, I feel like it kind of puts you in a box if you're one of those top 3 or 4 runners. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult thing for the crew chiefs because they do know when the cautions are coming out, and I definitely feel like it kind of opens up, a lot more, just gambling for the guys that are in the back.
What's your favorite part of coming here to race at Watkins Glen?
Just like the area. It's a nice area. Obviously, the downtown Watkins Glen is really, really cool, and just the race fans up here are always really, really passionate. They're always a huge crowd, sell out, I feel like, every single time, and a lot of camping. So I've always enjoyed that part of it.
What's up, man? 5 seconds. I'm just gonna have you record this liner real quick so we can play it on the show whenever you're ready.
What's it like racing at Richmond? The worn out surface, and just what's it like racing there?
Yeah, it's probably more fun for other people than me. I struggle a little bit at that place, but continue to work at it. And the worn out surface, that place every year. It's just kind of, it's funny. Like as you get running on it in race runs, you never feel like you're going slow enough. Like it's easy to overdrive, and kind of push the car too hard, and then next thing you know, like you're in big trouble. So the guys who've been good there, they just have been able to kind of understand, here's the pace, here's what I need to do, and they're able to do well at it. I hope that racetrack moves around, moves up the track. It seems to be that's kind of been the struggle part is, it's worn out, but for some reason we can't really move up as much as I would think we would be able to. But at the end of the day, it is a fun racetrack. It's challenging. It's a tough 400 laps around that place, and definitely puts on a pretty good show.
Where do you think Penske's short track program is right now?
I feel pretty good about it. I thought we had a great car at Iowa. The 22 team had a good test up in New Hampshire a couple weeks ago. So I think we're in a good spot on our short track program, but it's constantly, evolving and changing, and always trying to keep up with it. But I think we're in a pretty decent spot right now. Hopefully it stays that way. We'll see.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ryan, I don't know if you watched yesterday's activities, but obviously we have a new restart zone this weekend. Do you anticipate that causing chaos, or do you think it'll help the racing as we head down into turn 1 to keep people from getting run over?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Watching it in the ARC race in trucks yesterday, I know that restart zone was talked about for a while. I didn't really have a huge say on the matter. At least I know a lot of drivers had their opinions on it, and I was fine either way. The original, the normal restart zone where it was, I didn't think was ever a huge issue, unlike at COTA, where I feel like we had to do something just because the corner that is turn 1 at COTA. I don't really see it causing any issues. I think you might see guys get pretty aggressive into 7, because once you get to the second restart line, you can go racing. So you might have some dives mid-pack into 7. But I don't really have an opinion of it either way. It's just I think maybe even if you're 10th row on back, you'll probably be still coming out of 6 by the time the leader accelerates into the restart zone. But I don't know if it'll change it a ton.
We talked a few weeks ago about the speed that you guys have had on road courses this year, and it seems like it's been more than previous, at least on the 12 team. How important, though, is it to finally get a finish?
Yeah. I do think we've improved on our road course program, something we've worked really hard on. Sonoma, I thought we had a great run going, and unfortunately, like you said, didn't get a good finish there like I thought we deserved. Mexico, I thought we were a little bit better than where we finished. Just kind of fell off at the end of the race, so I'm curious to see here. This place, we were really bad last year. Practiced terrible, qualified terrible, and then got caught up in the lap 1 incident because we qualified terrible. So it's oh my gosh. So hopefully it's an improvement this weekend from what we've learned, and get the finishes that I hope we have the speed
If there's
to deserve. So it's just a matter of where is our practice pace and where can we qualify, and then where do we go from here. So I'll know where we're at here in about 30 minutes. So I'll find out.
All right, so one final thing I wanted to talk to you about. Well, 2 things, actually. First of all, You're nominated for the Hall of Fame. May take you more than a year or two. Sometimes it does that. But being named one of the 75 greatest drivers in NASCAR history out of the hundreds, probably a couple of thousand people who've raced in NASCAR in the top 3 levels, what did that mean to you?
I really thought I pissed them off a few times.
Well, I know you did that. But
yeah, I know. It's so
you're not alone in that.
Yeah, I was quite surprised and very honored. You know, I mean, that's no small task, and it's just you don't go into it when you're 18, because I had to wait till I was 18 to start. I never thought I was going to be in the Hall of Fame. You know, and then growing up, you see the guys. I would go to the racetracks and you see the black jackets and New England Auto Racing, Hall of Fame guys. And I was, that guy's an old racer. Oh, that guy's an old racer. That guy's an old racer. Yeah, well, now I got one of those jackets. I'm one of those old racers.
You're still young at heart. I know that. So don't worry about that.